what I mean? For instance, like why a woman is in the club every fucking week, or take one dude home a month. That's 12 niggas in 1 year that she fucked. That's what's wrong with our people and shit. They put our women equal to men. We're not equal. That's coming from me, nigga.
I just feel like this. Guys shouldn't do that shit either. Because I don't respect that either.
Listen, but I'm just saying, though, if a female, if you ain't even got a guy, and you take one dude home, say for a month, that's 12 dudes you done fucked in a year. What you gonna be in 5 years?
But what about, this is how I look
Not
at it.
even including the niggas that you done fucked before that.
You've wiped a hoe before,
it's like,
no?
Listen, I never wiped a hoe. Never.
Are you sure?
I never wiped a hoe. Never, ever, ever, ever. For a lady, a woman that's supposed to have respect and not just let anybody slide into her temple like that. You know what I mean? For instance, like why a woman is in the club.
Barack, Yahweh, Allah, Shalom, planet Earth. Want to speak on this clip right here. I don't know how old it is. I don't know who's speaking in it. That looked like Angela Lee from the Breakfast Club, but she looked much younger. So like I don't know. Is this old or new? I think they say the young man that's speaking named Tay. But I just want to talk about the subject that they're speaking on because I read the comments, and a lot of people are mad at the young lady. A lot of people calling her stupid and saying this why she don't got a man. But then you got some attacking the brother and saying, "Oh, he don't know about women's. I don't listen to people like him when it comes to women's, and women's can do what they want. You know, if you can do it, we can do it." And the dude saying, "Yo, we can do it, but you can't do it." Now, I agree with both of the people who talking. When the young man said that a woman should not let anybody slide up in her, and she should have respect for herself, and she should not go to the club and just take any dude home and sleep with dudes. And you know, he was talking about her body count, that if she take a dude, one dude home a month, that there'll be 12 dudes in 1 year that she just let up in her. You know, and if it keep at that rate, how many bodies she gonna pile up? And let's be honest, who want a woman that everybody done slept with? Who want a woman that, you know, I always say it's like a piece of candy, you know. That when you got a piece of candy and it's good to you, but you realize that 100 mouths done been on that candy, well, let's just say 5 other people done sucked on that candy. Even though you was sucking on it, it was good to you. When you find out that it was 5 other people that put their lips and mouth and tongue on that candy, you're gonna be like, I don't want this candy no more. You know, when I thought it was just my lips been on it, when I thought it was just mine, and I can eat it the way I want to and enjoy it, sure. But when I find out that it has already had other lips on it, it kind of make you be like, and that's the truth. That's how it is. Even though we know that in this world, everybody done, you know, if you ain't a virgin, you done had somebody before you, and we kind of just swallow that pill, and we just hope that that female has not been turned like the doorknob, as we say, and that you know, that she had a little respect for herself. But I want to speak on both ends of this. I don't want to just look at one end because, well, I think the young man is erring at is he's speaking from this society as, you know, men can do it, but women can't. And that's hypocritical. because you cannot hate what you are. If you are what you hate, then you should hate what you're doing. A lot of men that are like him that talk about hoes and say hoes ain't nothing, but then go around and say, boy, I'm gonna find me a hoe tonight. I'm looking for a hoe to slide up in. A hoe cannot be a hoe without a hoemonger. If there was no dudes out there just sleeping with these women, then there would be no uh women getting slept with. Vice versa, if these women were not just giving it up, and these dudes couldn't just go there and be whores. So it's uh failure on both ends. A woman should not just open her legs and give her body up to nobody but her husband. But a man also should not go around putting his thing in different women's that he don't know except his wife. And that's just the truth. But in this society, they tell you that a man can have 20, 100 women. A man can go around and just be a homemonger. But the woman, she can't do that. And that's true. The woman should not do that. And the man shouldn't do it either. And these men that hate this, it's like, okay, if you hate hoes so much, why would you sleep with them? These same dudes that I don't know him, but if you talking about the female coming home with a dude once a month from the club, when he go to the club, do he come home with a female? If he doing that, then he's doing the same thing that he's hate, and he's being hypocritical. The scriptures, the apostles tell us in their writings that if you tell somebody not to steal, do you steal? Or if you tell somebody not to lie, do you lie? You cannot judge nobody, tell nobody not to do something, or be mad at somebody for doing something if you're doing the same thing, thinking you're going to escape the same judgment. If you feel like these women are no good and not respecting their body and don't respect themselves by doing this, then if you do it, are you respecting your body? I'm talking to you, men. If you every time you go to a club, you take a woman home. You know how these rap songs be. These dudes be rapping. I got 4, 5 different women. I got a different woman every week. Every time I go to the club, I'm leaving with 2 on my hands. So you being a whore, so what make you different from them? One female, one male. One looked down upon for doing it in this society, and the male is kind of uh get congratulated for doing it. But in the eyes of the Most High, it's both wrong. It's wrong, period. Not just in the eyes of the Most High. If you got any morals and understanding, you know what's wrong as a man to sleep around with somebody's wife, with somebody's sister, with somebody's mother, with somebody's cousin, and you're not married to them, and you just there to get sex for them. So you making her a whore, and you a whoremonger. There's no whores without whoremongers. If there was no whoremonger men's, no men's running around here being whoremongers, then there would be no whores. Who the whores would be laying with if there was no whoremongers? If there was no dudes to make whores out of the women. The Holy Scripture tell us, don't make whores out of your daughters. You don't supposed to, as men, we don't supposed to make whores out of our women. That means, as a black man, if I see a young woman out there, I don't supposed to just lay with her and then leave her. That's making a whore out of her. And then somebody else, another man come along and make like he want her, spit game to her or whatever, and get the sex and leave. Now we making a whore out of our own women because we not treating them with dignity. We just want to have lay with them and leave. And then the woman, she making a whore herself because she's opened her legs every time a dude spit game to her. So it's on both ends. What's your attention? Uh, and when it comes to the young lady that says, well, men shouldn't do it neither. She's right, but that don't mean the females should do it, because in this society, females feel like, well, if these men's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. It's like we already know two wrongs don't make a right. If he's wrong, let him be wrong. Don't be wrong, ladies. Don't let these whoremongers turn you into a whore. Don't let these no good men, don't let this society, because they promote men being whoremongers and pat men on the back for being whoremongers, don't let that turn you into a whoremonger. We know this society look down on women that are whores, don't respect them, but in one sense, in one light they talk down on whores, but in the same time they promote whores. Every song most of these rappers rap, they're not rapping about good girls. They're not rapping about wives. They're rapping about whores. They're rapping about sleeping with no good women that don't respect themselves, that'll do anything for them. So that's what these dudes be looking for. I'm looking for that. A woman that's going to go to the bathroom and slob me up, you know, for a couple of dollars. Because that's all these dudes rapping about and glorifying. And you see these videos, what they have, half naked women on there dancing, and usually they talking about, oh, I got plenty of hoes. So they glorify being a whore, but then they talk down about it. And because the truth is, no man don't really want a whore. He might just want to sleep with a female and not be committed. And he might want to be a whoremonger himself. But even himself despise what he is, because if he don't want a whore and despise a whore, then he himself is a whore. So he hate who he is, and he's a hypocrite. That's for all y'all men. And that's the problem I have with a lot of men. They like to get on the women, but they don't like to look in the mirror. Because as men, we supposed to be the head. We supposed to be leaders. So before you check the woman, check yourself, man. If you gonna say these women shouldn't be out here being hoes, then you need to tell these men, hey, you need to stop whoring out these women. You need to stop making the whores out of our women. If you ain't gonna be with these women, stop get spitting game to these silly women and making whores of them and sleeping with them, and then putting your homeboy on them and making a whore out of her. Stop getting these women from the club when you know you just want that one night stand, and making the whores of these women, because we don't want them to be like that, so we shouldn't be like that. Who gonna set the standard? As men, we gotta set the standard. Because a lot of our women are whoring out because of what our mans are. Whoremongers. So they say, oh, y'all can do it, we gonna do it. And then you get mad at them for doing it, but you're not mad at the men's for doing it. And as the men's get in line and start doing it, then the women's, if every man kept it in their pants and only pick a wife to sleep with, then I guarantee you every woman out here would be trying to be a wife instead of being a whore. And if every woman, instead of just giving it up to every dick dope boy and dude that got game and spit game or wherever it may be, that she say, nah, I'm only gonna give it to the men's that uh want to marry me, that's gonna marry me. I'm just gonna wait until I get married and a man that's gonna take care of me and be a family man. Then every man, trust me, woman, I guarantee you, every man will get a job, will marry you, and be a family man, so he can uh get you, so he can get between your legs, because it's the man and the woman both set the standard. There's a balance. We all hold the saying, a person is only gonna do what you allow for them to do. You know what I'm saying? And you heard that the women, y'all got the power because y'all, you can withhold sex. And that's true. Y'all women stop giving up sex. Just imagine if no woman gave up sex. If the only way as a man, if you can be able to get sex from a woman, if you had a job and you was treating her with respect and you was gonna marry her, if you didn't do that, then you wasn't gonna get no sex. What you think mans would be doing? You think mans would be disrespecting the women and not marrying them? But there's an old saying, why pay for the cow when you can get the milk for free? But if you just out here open your legs and as a man, I don't have to have a job to lay with you. I don't have to treat you nice. I can just make you feel good, whisper in your ear for a couple of days, and then I'll lay down with you. Okay, I'm gonna do that if it works. But both men and women need to have a standard, and that standard need to be righteousness. Because in the Holy Scriptures, if as a man, if you sleep with a woman, then she had to become your wife. It wasn't no just hit and quit. And as a woman, if you was a virgin, or if you wasn't a virgin, and a man was marrying you and find out you wasn't a virgin, then you would get stoned to death. But we done lost all type of morals and standards. But everybody's running around sleeping with everybody, and everybody think they can point the finger. Nobody's gonna listen to this dude if he's being a whore. No whoremonger no, can tell a whore stop being a whore when he's running around being a whoremonger. How can you talk down if you got to say these hoes ain't shit because they sleep with a whole bunch of dudes? And if you a dude that sleep with a whole bunch of women, then what that make you? Let's be real. That make you ain't shit. They make you freaky. That make just like you can't trust these hoes, these women can't trust you. So let's stop being hypocritical and let's stop being fake. And let's have common sense and order. And let's not live by this world standard. Because this world, it tells you the man can do it, but the woman can't. Or they promote the man when he do it and look down on the woman. But the truth is, it's all looked down upon. It's all wicked. It's all evil. And that's what the devil do. He want to confuse you. He want to cause jealousy between a man and a woman. Now, of course, the man, he's got a role to play in the relationship, and the woman got a role to play in the relationship. But all through that, there's communication and understanding and love, mercy, respect, and grace between one another. If my wife washes the dishes, that don't mean I'm not gonna wash the dishes some night, or I'm not gonna cook some night, or I'm not gonna clean up. I'm not gonna never pick up the broom and sweep because I got a wife. And just because I'm the breadwinner, that don't mean that my wife uh is not gonna may not have a job. She or may not she might have a little hustle, whether it's at home or not at home. If she a stay at home mama, she might have a little hustle on the side, or she may do hair or babysit kids or sell food or whatever to bring in a little income to help us out. Cause it's a teamwork. I hear a lot of dudes they like to try to flex their muscle. I pay all the bills and my wife she work. That's her money. She can spend her money on whatever she want, but I'm gonna pay all the bills. And if she need anything, I'm gonna pay for it. It's like okay, if you want to do that, you can do that. But if your wife truly love you, if she bringing in bread and she see that you paying all the bills, then of course any woman that love a woman, she gonna say, look, baby, this is teamwork. Let me get this bill for the day. I got enough. Let me help on this bill. Yeah, I know you can pay it. Okay, how about this? If you pay all the bill, that's cool. I'm making this money. I'm gonna put this money in the bank. This money for all of us because that's what it is. That's why the scripture says the two become one. Now, of course, you're not just one person walking around. It means what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. So as a man, the money I make belongs to my wife, and if she make any money, that money belongs to me. But y'all gotta have understanding. It's however y'all want to do it to make it work. But there's a role for a man, there's a role for a woman. But not want to get too much in that. But yeah, hope I brought a little clarity to this conversation about uh can mans uh or what the conversation was about when he said women cannot do what men's do. Uh, and he was talking about going out and having sex, and he was saying, hey, I never ever wanted a whore, and I never wife a whore, and it's not good for a woman to stack up her body count. And he's right, but young man, it's not right for a man to do neither. And for the young lady, once again, yeah, uh, you right, the man shouldn't do it, but just because the man do it, don't mean you do it. Let's have standards. Let's live according to what the Most High say, and not what this world present to us. Till next time, Shalom.